Imagine being thrown into a pit of sharks after spending 12 years of your life being taught how to catch catfish. Okay, maybe that's a little extreme. That's how I and many other high school students felt after graduating and starting college, being expected how to know what degree they were getting and much less where they would go after. I would even be willing to bet that there's people listening to this speech right now that have experienced the same thing as I did. My name is Ben, and today I will persuade you that we need a career-centric high school education. After researching this topic, I have learned that career-focused high schools are better for students than high schools that still use Common Core. Today, we look at why students don't know where to go after high school, the negative effects that Common Core has on students, and why students tend to fall by the wayside in these schools. Let's start with why students don't know what to do after high school. After I graduated in fall of 2016, I started college to find I neither had the skills nor discipline to roll with the punches in the adult world. I didn't have a plan for a 2-year degree, much less a 4-year degree, or where I would go afterwards. Believe it or not, I am far from the minority in this situation. 30% of college freshmen drop out in their first year of college. This means that literally well over 1 million students drop out in their first year of college alone. However, schools with college and career-focused curriculum experienced a much higher success rate than those with Common Core. These graduates usually go on to be the leading members of their field. Now second, let's look at the negative effects of a Common Core curriculum on high school students. Many students have lasting negative effects from a Common Core curriculum. The reasons Common Core is bad for students include, but are not limited to, a one-size-fits-all approach to learning by forming lessons around the majority rather than just the individual, representing an elitist standard by focusing on books instead of anything useful, and it puts pressure on teachers to teach in developmentally inappropriate ways, especially in the early years. The magnitude of the negative effects of Common Core tend to increase over time. That's a little troubling, to put it lightly. Examples provided that 5th grade students in Common Core math classes are a year behind where they should be. And even later, in 7th grade, they are 2 years behind where they should be. This means that when students are supposed to be ready for a pre-calculus math course, they are vastly underprepared. This overlaps back to the first point, with students being unprepared for graduation. The final point is possibly the most detrimental. The Common Core curriculum causes students who learn differently to fall by the wayside. Students who struggle with reading only get worse as the years go on. This has been proven. This goes to show that Common Core, instead of keeping students to the same standard, long-term holds back ones that don't pick up on things as fast as others, or in the same way. A 10-year experiment in the use of federally mandated standards and NCLB, which stands for No Child Left Behind, has acknowledged Common Core is a failure. Researchers have found that students who don't learn the same as the majority have been failed. Not learning something once only makes it harder to learn in the future. In conclusion, today we've looked at how Common Core doesn't prepare students for the real world, contributes to lasting negative effects, and keeps students who learn differently down. To help high schoolers across the nation, write a letter to the Board of Education Sit in on a school board meeting if your town allows it. And last, sign a petition. There are many small ways that we can help contribute, and if enough voices are raised, they will have no choice but to listen. We cannot be ignored forever, and we can help change lives. College can feel like being thrown into a pit of sharks, but it doesn't have to be, as long as we have the skills to deal with it. Thank you.